God, we're not qualified to be here.
I know.
We gotta end this.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Poor Decisions. I'm glad you joined me. I'm glad you're here. I'm here with Arden Rose.
Yeah.
And we're going to be talking about adulting and what the F you do after school.
The abyss of the unknown.
So each week, we're going to be diving deep into those awkward topics about life and being an adult, from like weird Tinder dates, weird spots you see wherever. I've been there. It's not fun. I'm here to be your own personal Google. Maybe I'm not qualified, but you can trust me.
Yeah, I trust you.
And we're going to answer all those questions one drink at a time. Join me. Here's to adulting. So what is our drink of choice today?
Oh, we're going for margarita today, girl.
The skinny mascarita.
It's made with mezquila.
Right, do we have the bottle? Oh my God.
This, I've been saying this repeatedly, but it looks like affliction in a bottle. It's episode 2, and we're gonna actually mellow out a little and talk about what life's like after graduation, or really adulting. It can be a little scary. You know, just by saying adulting, I'm getting a little nauseous.
But I mean, like, if you read my book, you'll know that adulting is just a frame of mind.
Yes, please, tell us about your book, Almost Adulting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's on the cusp of being, you know, a great book. It's almost a great book. But no, it's similar to what we're talking about today, which is just figuring it all out. Yeah, you know, it's just about getting your shit together, but in a way that's personal to you. And that's kind of what the book is about, is doing the adulting thing, but almost doing it, because you're not entirely, you know, restraining yourself to the typical adulting path. You do your own thing, because I did my own thing, and I wrote a damn book.
I graduated from college, but I didn't really learn a lot about what to do afterwards.
Right, because no one is like, so this is what you do when your power goes off and your apartment is bug infestated.
Yes.
Like that, bug infested?
Infestated? Drink.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? It's like these things that you could definitely Google them.
Yes.
But like at the same time, you kind of have to go through the fire to come out on the other side and be like a full-blown person who can handle themselves.
Yes. So I understand that you forgoed?
Forwent?
Is it forwent? So I see that you decided to forego college. So like, tell me a little bit about that.
I was in like kind of a unique position because I was hired by Awesomeness TV to work on a couple like teen talk show related things in Los Angeles. So I'm from Arkansas originally. It became something where I was making enough money and I was doing well enough on YouTube, because I was also doing a YouTube channel, that I realized that I was doing so much work with them that I should really not be spending all my money on flights and just like live there. And originally the conversation was very like, well, should I go to USC or should I go to like a UC Davis or whatever, California school that could potentially work for that, and I could also be shooting things. And then it was like, I could pay $60,000 a year and make like a bit of money, or I could just like make a bit of money and try to get past this without having to have a degree. Right. You're missing out on an opportunity just because you are used to a social stereotype and feeling like you are incomplete without that. But I feel like I went through college just because, you know, I did have the fun, crazy roommates, you know, and I did go out with them on the weekends, and I still had this like camaraderie, and I didn't feel like I lost a lot by not being in a dorm room.
Yeah, so how did you figure out your whole living situation?
Girl. For that. Let me take a drink and let me think about that. Yeah, I met my roommate, who's Lauren Elizabeth, who's a YouTuber now. Yeah. Love ya. I had never seen her in person. I hadn't heard her voice in person until we met in our apartment exchanging keys. Yeah, because I was just one of those kids where I was like, I want to get out there. I don't need...
What if you were catfish?
That would have been very interesting. Well, her
you
mom
would show up, he's like a 40-year-old man, and he's like, hey, what's up?
You know what? The first
Lauren.
person who walked through the door was her mom.
Oh,
Kiki.
no.
And I was like, Lauren? Lauren? And it was like, nope, Lauren's right behind me. I was like, cool.
You know, I was terrified because I was like, everybody else seems like they have their shit together and I don't.
Yeah, it felt like everyone else is handling it. So it's almost like I kept hearing the phrase, fake it till you make it. And I made that like my mantra. And I wish I had just been like, chill out.
Yeah. I feel like with my mom, I've called her crying so many times. Like, my car got broken into, and I thought that you're supposed to call 911, and like, that's a serious issue. And I was like, 911, like, my car just got broken into. She's like, okay, are you in danger? And I was like, no, but it's scary. She's
but
like,
my car's
okay,
broken into.
Then you're fine. Finding your first apartment, I feel like is a little scary. The pressure when you look at a place, they're like, we need to know now. And so we signed onto this apartment that ended up like no AC, no dishwasher.
Of course, because that's always your first apartment. Like, you don't realize that you have the control. As someone who is going to lease a place, you can be like, no.
Yes.
Sorry, sir. I don't want like your 4 cats to live in my apartment as well. Because it's the first time, like when you get your apartment, it's actually one of the first times that you are actually faced with a real life adult task that has consequences to it. And it's almost a good thing, because then I'm sure the next apartment that you chose, you were like,
It was so much better.
yeah, because you were like, I am not going through that again. Not that you have to actually get a really terrible apartment for your first time, but I feel like it is sort of a rite of passage to not love your first apartment.
Oh, I know. My mom was like pressing on me. She was like, please ask these questions. And I was like, I don't know. I don't want to.
Because it makes you uncomfortable.
Yes.
But you gotta think, this is another pointer that kind of goes throughout adulthood. You gotta look out for numero uno, because otherwise no one else is going to.
Yeah. The next question, I kind of noticed that there's a lot of unforeseen free time.
Yes, that is totally a thing.
You make all these close friends, like either in college or high school, and then you get separated from them.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm out here alone.
And
How
you
do
can
I
only-
make friends?
Yeah, and you can only Skype people so many times before
Yes.
you're like, I need physical contact with other human beings.
Props to you for coming out here. And did you know anyone coming out here?
Well, I knew, so originally I had a manager that managed me.
Yeah.
She lived out in LA while I was in Arkansas. And I met her a few times and I trusted her and she was cool. So when I moved out there, I knew I had like someone that could help me out if I got in a tight spot. But for the most part, it was really building from square one. And I'm a pretty extroverted person, but when you don't have any friends in a city, in a big city where you see people constantly outside, I've heard it before with New York, but you get this like claustrophobia where you feel like you can't actually be extroverted or you can't actually, be in contact with people, even though ironically you're around
Everyone's
people
there.
all the time. But a lot of the YouTubers we were all in the same place because all of us didn't really have a lot of friends and we had all moved to California all of a sudden. So like Gen X Pen
That's
and
good.
Andrea Russet, we were all like just kind of smooshed together. And that was great because those were my first like girlfriends that I could,
And it's like, please be my friend.
please.
Please be my friend.
Yeah.
But yeah,
so-
I think, it's okay to feel a little lonely sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's normal. I would call my mom and be like, is it okay that I feel this sad or this lonely? And it's very isolating.
Oh, absolutely. I think one thing that a lot of people that move need to keep in mind is that all the feelings that you have while going through this, you are not the first person to feel that.
Yes.
And then when I stopped dating my boyfriend from home, it kind of hit me that I didn't have a close personal connection with a lot of people. And that's when I was like, I gotta invest time in people.
Yeah, and in yourself. The most that I've seen and learned is really being alone. About myself.
Yeah.
And it's like, I had such a problem just being alone. And you really learn to embrace being alone. And now I'm like, please, can I just be alone?
Can I just hang out by myself?
But it's good.
But it's good.
I know myself so well right now.
No, myself is my best friend.
Yes.
And I think that's the place you need to be to also be able to accept other friends into your life.
Especially with social media, everyone looks like
They're doing a million things.
Yes, and they have they're shit together, and I'm like, I'm sitting at home with my munchkin cat right now. What
You
am
have a munchkin cat?
Yeah, I do. His name's Muggsy.
Shut up, Bruno.
He's 10, he's cute. I just got him. So a lot of people ask,
How do you get a career out your college?
yes. I had so many friends who were so hyper-focused on their GPA and making good grades, and they were not doing any networking.
Nope.
Yep, no internships, nothing, and they came out with no job.
I think what you got to realize is as much as learning things and being intelligent is important, having some sort of skill or people that you can fall back on
Yeah.
is even more important.
Unless you're going to school to go to more school, your grades aren't super important. And it's when I was interviewing at other places, they were like, I don't care about your GPA, I want to know.
I've never, literally, I haven't had a single person ask me about my college degree or my GPA. It's the real world experiences that matter. And that's not to say that education is not important, because it is still very important. But I think you also have to validate the idea that just because you go to college doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get a job.
Yeah.
You have to be able to talk to people and scout out a job for yourself.
Just know that the first job you get doesn't have to be your dream job.
No, it does not have to be your career.
Sometimes you'll see these people where it's this bitch has her life together, and it's 99% of the world is not like that.
No, and also all of it's fabricated. All these people that you idolize online or wherever, even your friends that you look at and you go, wow, they're working at wherever awesome place they're working, it doesn't equate to them having a happy, fulfilled life. Right.
It is important to figure out a little bit about savings.
Oh,
You think?
yeah.
My parents like ingrained in me because when they got married, they were in like severe debt. And now they're like savings extraordinaires. Save at least a third of your paycheck, because just recently when I started paying for my own healthcare, I'm like, living is so expensive.
Having a body that you have to take
Yes.
care of, especially as a woman, it's so expensive.
expensive.
My birth control's off the chain,
Yes.
but I'm so attached to it.
I know, I need it.
I need it so badly. I think I've learned that the best thing to do is trick yourself into being productive in that sense. So like look at your future self and think, that bitch is dumb, and then save money for that bitch. That's what I do.
What is the one thing we learned today?
That no one is a full adult.
Yes.
No one has it completely together. People just have bits of it pieced sort of together.
Right. I don't even think my mom has it together. You're never gonna have it all. And it's okay.
Yeah.
So, you guys, if you liked this, be sure to give us a thumbs up.
A big old one.
Yeah.
Just a big old thumbs up.
Hit that subscribe button. You can check me out on Instagram at Candy Lowry or the Candace Lowry on Twitter.
Ooh, Twitter.
Twitter.
Is that like a new,
Yeah.
deep web version of Twitter?
What about you? Where can we
Oh,
catch you?
yeah. My YouTube channel, Arden Rose. My Instagram, Arden Rose. And my Twitter, Arden Rose. I recently got all that shit together.
Yeah, I'm like, I should have kept everything the same. That's part of adulting. Keeping everything coordinated.
If you can, just use your name. That's what I've learned. Don't use a username, just use your name.
Yes. Well, I'll be back next Thursday to talk about something completely new. So leave some suggestions in the comments on what you want to talk about, what you want me to talk about, questions, comments. Don't be mean. If this helped you a little bit,
Look inside yourself. You know.
you know it did.
know.
Check out her book.
Yeah, it's out now. Cha-ching.
It is the definition of Urban Outfitters, I feel.
Thank you.
My favorite part is that it's by Arden Rose, an internet person.
Yeah, so I was telling you this a bit earlier, but we had a whole thing with my publisher where they wanted me to call it a YouTuber. No, they wanted YouTube star.
No,
And I was
don't
like
that.
Oh, no. Person of the internet, because I'm not a...
Yeah. You never know what life will bring you, and that's what you should embrace.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So get it, ladies.
So cheers to adulting.
Seriously, drink your margaritas at noon.
I'll see you next time. Hey guys! Hey guys! Wait, uh-oh.
Hey, guys.
Hello everybody!